Hey guys, welcome to another episode of DeLuSioNaL's Arcade. So as you can see, we're not in my arcade. We actually took a road trip over to Nando's house, my buddy Nando here. He has tons of candy cabs. As you can see, he has the Sega Blast City, the new Aero City. I think there's 3 of them here, right? And then also the normal Aero City over there, and some others. So we're gonna go ahead and take a walkthrough through his video, and he has tons of PCBs to show us. We're gonna do some swapping out, some gameplay. So you don't wanna miss this one. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video.
So basically this is a Sega Blast City. In here you have Muchi Muchi Pork. Great game. Amazing. It's funny. The theme is hilarious. Basically, the whole purpose is just think about bacon and pigs. Just think about that. This is the game. Hilarious. Alright, over here we have Ketsu. You know, another cave game.
Yeah, cave is really popular.
Yeah, Ketsu, it's a great game. It's amazing. The music, it's top notch. I love it. And over here we have Metal Slug as well in the new Astro City. Basically, what I did to the control panel, since I wanted a Neo Geo MVS, but I couldn't find one, I took the control panel and I just changed the buttons. I drilled an extra hole here, and then also drilled a middle button here to basically switch games, because you know when you have a 4 slot, but right now it has a 1 slot and I have it rigged, so basically it's just hit it and you get a credit.
Right.
Over here we have again another new Astro City, and right here is Street Fighter Alpha Zero, one of my favorite Street Fighter games. It's one of my top favorite Street Fighter games. I love that game. This is the Sega Aero City. And basically what's so good about this cab is it's all metal and then it has a glass. So let's say you want to change it, right? You want to play a shoot 'em up, right? It's really easy. You open the control panel, lift this up, and then right away you have access to the monitor. And this is amazing. So basically you take out the bolts, pull it out, and switch it up. Cool. And I love this machine. This machine is beautiful.
Yeah, it's like a perfect square, so that, you know, I guess the frame is a perfect square, so you can just turn it no problem.
Yes, definitely.
That's awesome. I gotta get a candy cap.
Who knows?
Well, tell us a little bit. How did you get all these cabs? That was amazing.
Well, I got this off of eBay. This is when I had no idea.
That was your first one?
Yeah.
You were a virgin, cabin virgin like me?
Yeah. This is one that broke me right here.
Okay.
And then from this one, I went overseas. I took this with me overseas, and when I was overseas, I met up with the local arcade operator. He was going out of business, and he had these cabs.
Where was that again? Where'd you go?
Singapore.
Oh, Singapore. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course. Where you find all the candy cabs.
Of course. Sometimes it's pretty hard, you know.
Yeah.
But in Singapore, they still have an arcade market over there, very similar to Japan. You know, the Asian market, it never changes. It always stays the same. So it's beautiful out there. So basically, when I was in Singapore, the first cab that I got was the Blast City. This was my first cab, and when I got this, the power supply didn't work. The control panel was all busted, and I had to fix all the wiring. So what I did to this machine is I basically got a new harness. I fixed a couple of capacitors, and I fixed the power supply, and now it's working brand new. And then over here, then after this one, I got these two. And these two, again, these were shoot 'em up cabs, but I just left one shoot 'em up, and then the other one, I left it like this. This one became my Neo Geo, and this one became my shoot 'em up. So I had like 2 shoot 'em ups. Wow. And again, with this one, I had to fix it up. And what the good thing about arcade collecting is that when you get your first cab, you learn right away. So when you get your second one, you already know what to expect.
Right.
So you can just buy anything, just fix it up. That's why I love this hobby. But that's about it. And then, again, you know, my favorite Aero City. I love this machine. This is just a beautiful machine.
Okay, so let's move along to the other side.
Well, over here we have the Sega Lindbergh, and with this machine I have my my Xbox connected to this machine, and also I have my Sega Naomi in there as well, so I can switch from the Xbox to the Sega Naomi. Okay, over here we have Nintendo Play Choice. Again, a machine that I bought that had to fix up. And what I love about this is that, you know, since these CRTs are really hard to come by, when you have this Nintendo Play Choice, it's a dream. You know, and I have a special card in here. Basically, it's called NES Game Link. You know, there's a guy.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I think there's a guy out there who makes these things.
Right.
NES Game Link. I love this thing. And you can just put any Nintendo cartridge and just play it on there. And of course, I have one of the greatest games ever made, Castlevania 3. Just in case you guys don't know. What I love about the Nintendo Play Choice is basically it's Nintendo games, but made for the arcade. So I remember this when I used to go to Chinatown Arcade or Chinatown Fair and going there, and they had this there, and I just couldn't believe it. It was so much fun. And also you get to test the games out before you buy them. So I love Nintendo Play Choice. I love that. Over here we have Street Fighter Champion Edition, but in here is Turbo. Oh no, this is Champion Edition. And basically, again, I got this cab. It was a Tekken 4, and right away I changed the control panel, fixed up the buttons, got a marquee. I still have more work to do.
Yeah, I mean, Street Fighter never had a dedicated cab. There was always a conversion.
Yes, yes.
I don't think they actually had, and you know, they have people that are fans, and they basically make it to, you know, they make their own and make their own design, and it almost seems like a dedicated cab, but
yeah.
I think they were all conversions. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is Dynamo.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Well, the funny thing is that the same company that made this cabinet also made the Neo Geo cabinets.
Oh, okay, I never knew that.
That's what's pretty cool. And again, this is a great cab. This is a Z-back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, okay. Then we have the Neo Geo MVS. I love this thing. This is a 4-slot. Mm-hmm. And basically I have a 1-slot marquee, but the beauty of this machine, it's my words don't do it justice. Okay, and also what's so nice about this machine is that
yeah, the CP looks really good.
oh yeah, it's nice. The joysticks, everything is original. You see here, the only thing that's new are the buttons. That's about it. Everything else is original.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's, you know, you guys hear so much about the Neo Geo MVS, but let me tell you, when you have this in your house, it's worth it.
Yeah, it is.
You know, this is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Over here we have Street Fighter 3. Right now I have Second Impact. Another great game, one of my favorite games. This is again, this is a dynamo cabinet, square shape, beautiful. It's nice and wide. When you start collecting, you know, these cabinets, man. If you notice the difference between the Japanese cabs and the American cabs, I always feel that the American cabs have more flavor than the Japanese cabs, because the candy cabs are nice, don't get me wrong, but the American cabs, they had to have stickers, they had to have this, they had to have that. It's you know, an overlay, a marquee. The Japanese cabs, just a sticker and a little marquee, you know?
Yeah.
But I just love the American
Well, that's
cabs.
how the JAMA standard came about. So.
And over here we have Sega Outrun. When I got this was a turbo and it wasn't working. I got lucky enough and I picked up a Outrun PCB and just put it in there and got the marquee. I fixed it up. I changed the motor, which sits in here. You know, changed the buttons. I changed the gear shift. Basically, you know, it's like repairing a car, but not really. You know.
Yeah.
By the way, that was Popeye. And over here we have Popeye, one of my favorite pinball machines. And the reason why this is my favorite pinball machine is because sitting next to it is Taxi. Wow. Now, Taxi was designed by Python Angelo, one of my favorite artists and pinball artists. And he also designed, which one of his last cabs was Popeye. And what's so funny about Popeye, it's a wide body, but it's really fun, you know. And what's so nice about Popeye is that when you start playing it, you can't stop, because it's really hilarious. And it also has a mini play field.
Yeah, I was playing it earlier. I mean, I'm not a pin guy at all, and I was just like glued to it.
Yeah.
He has the multi-ball, like he steals the ball, then you got to beat him up, and I did get it, by the way.
Nice.
I saved her. He like looks through the little mouse slot.
I heard you play.
Punched.
I love it when Popeye knocks on the door. You see the little cartoon here, and he's like, din, telegram. And little opens it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's cool. We definitely got to do a video on that.
Yeah, I love this. And next to it we have Taxi. Taxi was one of the first pinball machines I ever played. When I was a kid, there was a car service on Allen Street, downtown Manhattan. It was called Allen Car Service, and they had Taxi there. And The reason why I remember so much is because I remember it had Marilyn Monroe, but she had red hair. You know?
There she is.
And it's an amazing game. It's
cool.
Designed by Steve Ritchie and Python Angelo, and it's a fast-paced game.
And how did you get this one? You just which was the first one you bought? This one, right?
This was the first pinball I bought. Yeah. I got lucky. You know, a guy in New Jersey. I talked to him, you know, back and forth, and then you know I got lucky. He sold it to me.
Yeah, that's how it works. I mean, you said there was another story with this, right? There was a lady.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh man, this woman.
It took years to acquire that one, right?
Oh my goodness. This was my dream. When I got into pinball, I said to myself, well, I want to get Popeye because I love Popeye. Popeye is my favorite character. You know, like Popeye, to me, that's what had me, you know, got me into drawing and into art, was Popeye. And, you know, lo and behold, I could never find a Popeye. And then one day, I was just on Craigslist, and I saw a Popeye machine there, and I spoke to the lady. We went back and forth for like a week to 2 weeks, nothing happened. And then right away, I hit her up because she said she wasn't going to sell it. I was like, well, look, I'm a big fan. Look, I'll offer you this much money, and I give you a book signed by me because I have a book as well, the Girl Overboard series, right? So basically,
so yeah, you gave her the book.
Gave her the book, signed it for her, and of course gave her some cash. She was happy, and the story behind this is that she told me that the person who owned this was also another Popeye fan, and basically he passed away, and his wife was selling his stuff away. So she just picked up the pinball machine because she just wanted a pinball, and the wife told her the story of her husband, how he loved Popeye. You know, she saw his room, it's wall to wall with Popeye stuff. And then when I told her that I was a big fan and we started talking, she was so happy to sell it to me, even, you know.
Yeah, that's how it works. You always gotta like get that little edge over everyone else, and that's how I got my Smash TV and my Total Carnage. The guy wanted to restore it, he just didn't have time, and I said, look, I love that game, and I restored it, and I promised him, that was the only little catch, is I had to promise him that I'd send him a picture afterwards, and I did, and he was like, he said, I'm almost in tears, like, you know, because I restored the whole thing. Yeah, it's great. I mean, this game is awesome.
Yeah, it's
you know,
fun.
It's very fun, you know, so so we'll definitely have a gameplay on that. So let's go ahead and jump on one of the candy cabs, and we'll continue. So, which one is this called again?
This is Muchi Muchi Pork.
Okay.
This is a cave game. Really funny. It's the guy who created a Battle Gorega designed this game as well.
Wow.
And this game is pretty fun. It's hilarious. But
I mean, yeah, those. I mean, Japanese people sometimes, I'm not trying to stereotype, but like they come up with some crazy stuff and crazy games that just don't make any sense.
Yes.
But you know, it looks good. I mean, is it bullet hell or is it just standard?
It's a bullet hell.
Okay.
It's crazy. This game is crazy.
Yeah, so go ahead.
All right. So basically, you get to pick 3 teenage girls. So the whole purpose of this game, you're basically saving pigs. Now, at the same time when this game came out, we had a game called Pig Sweets, which kind of similar with the style of shooting. But again, another bullet hell. So what's cool about this game is that you have basically, you know, 2 bombs. Basically, if you're in trouble, you hit the last button, you get this robot that saves you. And then you have the second one. Oh, I died again. This game is hard.
You get power ups too, right?
Yeah. This board here, at the time, At the time I got this board, it was going for about 300. Now the prices on these game boards have gone incredibly high.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're high is because a lot of people don't want to sell anymore. They just want to hold on to them, you know?
Right.
And also, I'm guessing due to the fact that I don't think Cave is doing any more PCBs. They're not doing any more games. Now they're doing mobile phone games.
Oh yeah. Well, that's how it goes. You know the trend.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, so let's try another one.
Okay. So this game right here, this is Ketsu. And basically, this is a game that was ported onto the Xbox 360.
Is that a Cave game?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And the the Xbox version of Ketsu is way better than the arcade. Because you have different modes, you know, different arranged music, different gameplay. I mean, the PCB is great, but the Xbox 360 version is the best. And then it was ported, I think it was ported to the PS4, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, it was a clone copy of the Xbox 360. But this game is beautiful and the music is amazing. This game really tests your wits. It's really similar to Dodonpachi DeLuSioNaL,
Which is technically the sequel for Dodonpachi.
It's the third game.
The third game, okay. Which is, yeah.
But that game is amazing. But
Yeah, you had that earlier. We're going to switch it out.
Like, I just love the music. It's just, it's like, it brings you into the game, you know? Hey, out of the Aero Fighters, which was your favorite one?
Probably the first one.
Mine's the second one.
Now, you know why? Because it's vertical. The second one was Neo Geo, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
But it has to, because that game is amazing. The music,
yeah, I know
the
it is good. You know, even the music is like...
Yeah,
It's like that beat.
it sounds a lot like X-Men.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I can see that. That's my one regret is selling. I had the 6-player version of X-Men.
Oh jeez, you
And,
sold your board?
I sold the board, yeah. This is before it got hot.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's before the Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles really what made, you know, the Konami games like skyrocket in price. But the reason I sold it is because I had it in the garage and it wouldn't fit in my house. There was like this turn it wouldn't make, and I'd have to like bust the whole wall to get it in. I was like,
oh jeez.
because as you know, with your hobby, you have to get the wife to buy in.
Yeah.
Or else you're dead.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm not making a hole in the wall. There's no way.
You have to do a big song and dance.
Yeah.
So over here we have the new Astro City, and inside here I have a JAMA MVS1 slot inside here, and I have I think this is the 50-in-1 MVS card. Basically, you hold start. As soon as you hold start, it resets the game, and you get to pick your game. Now, this is a great card for any person who, if you're starting arcade collecting, this is a must-have. If you have a Neo Geo MVS or a Neo Geo MVS to JAMA, because over here you have so many choices of games, and then you can see what games you like, what games you don't like.
Right,
you know?
I see what you're saying. Because I heard some of the, I guess it's emulated, right? Because it's
Yes.
like, yeah, so some of them aren't that great. The sounds might be off here and there.
Yes.
But at least you get the ballpark of like what you like, so you can actually go in. So it's really good to start collecting. Is like you're right to get this first and see what you really like without spending all that money.
Yes.
'Cause these go for like what, $100, a little over.
Yeah, like $100 to $75.
Yeah.
You know, mostly, you know, you can find these, you know, on Alibaba Express,
Right.
you know, and other places,
Right.
you know.
Or for someone who started with it and now they're like, okay, I have 2 4 slots. I'm selling them. You know.
Yeah, definitely, that's the best way to go. That's the best way. And what's good about this card as well, there's a mod. If you go on YouTube or you go to one of the forums, I think this guy, I forgot his name, but he did a mod where it fixed the audio issues with these cards.
Oh.
And you had to basically put like 2 capacitors on the board on certain spots.
Oh, I see.
And it fixes the sound. So I did that mod, but still some games work, some games don't work.
Right.
But all the older games, they work perfectly. The sound is perfect. But man, this game to me, I remember when this game came out. Supposedly this game came out.
So this came out before Street Fighter 2?
Yeah, supposedly.
I always thought it was copying Street Fighter 2. I'm like, this, because you see, like, you go to an arcade, they have older games there.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is a bootleg.
I thought the same thing. Because I'm like, it's like Street Fighter,
Yeah.
I mean,
you know your stuff. I totally know. You're probably more accurate than I am.
But to show you how funny life is, the guy who created Street Fighter, and then went off and he worked for SNK, created King of Fighters, created Fatal Fury. If you look at Art of Fighting, that's another basically copy of his first baby, which was Street Fighter.
Right.
You can see the similarities.
What about Samurai Showdown?
Samurai, that's another one.
Because that one invented, because I don't know how Capcom got away with. They had like a million different versions. They were like Nintendo with their Game Boys. They just kept milking.
Yes.
And I remember with that game, Samurai Showdown, they had different levels where like you would jump to the background. Mm-hmm. That was like a new thing that nobody's ever done before, And then after that, I guess Tekken's came out. Or 3D.
But that game was amazing when it came out.
It was. I remember.
I remember it was Super Street Fighter and Samurai Showdown, and I was blown away when I played Samurai Showdown. Like that game was amazing. Like with the swords and cutting the person in half. I never saw that before.
You need to buy a Killer Instinct though.
Oh my goodness, Killer Instinct. That's a great game right there, but I can't afford it.
I know they're a lot of money, but you'll be surprised. You get one that's broken, and a lot of times it's the hard drive, and you just do the swap where you get the memory card in there.
Man, Killer Instinct, man. That was such a
The second one, I was very disappointed. There are fans of that game. I just like the first one.
Well, which one? That was Killer Instinct?
Instinct 2. Yeah.
The first
one's the best.
First one's the best one. You can't.
Yeah.
That's the one that created it all.
I was like, Combo Breaker. I was like, what is that? And it's really funny how they feed off of each other. Street Fighter, I guess the later ones after that had things where you could break, right? You can do like
the bonus station
and stuff.
Oh yeah. That's right.
You absorb, and you get gems. And
Hey, do you remember Time Killers?
I had that. I used to own it.
I really like that game. That game is fun.
It's okay.
It's weird, but it's fun.
I got it later in my life, so like to me, like the novelty wears off in like 5 minutes. Like, all right. So he's gonna switch the game. I didn't realize he had the multi CPS here.
Oh yeah, this is a Darksoft multi CPS. That's the board in there. I don't know if you can see it in there.
Yeah, I see it.
To the side.
That's the B board?
Yeah, that's the A and B board.
Right.
The B board is basically the top board, and the A board is the bottom board.
Oh, okay. And then you just switch it with that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's slick. Instead of having like an on-screen menu, it almost feels like more hardware accurate.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. This is a lifesaver. I have a lot of CPS2 boards, but this right here is a game changer.
And you load whatever you want on there, right?
Any game,
That plugs into the PC, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. Right now, I'm loading a game right now.
Oh,
and
it's flashing. Wow.
Basically, what's inside there is a little mini SD card that connects to the board, and it just flashes the ROMs. So basically, it's not emulation. You're running the game on its original hardware. Mm-hmm. It's just
taking the ROM information from that, just like any other board. I mean, I have the Multiversus Lite from Nintendo, which, it just replaces the ROMs, but it's running on real hardware.
That's it.
Same thing with all the, I think it's the FPGA boards, like the J-Rock, stuff like that. They'll run the Williams. They're actually running real hardware.
I want to get those boards. I hear a lot. I read about it on the forums. I have to get one of those.
It's really good.
So now it's all loaded up.
Okay. Oh, cool. Mega Man.
So now I'm putting in Mega Man, but before I put Mega Man...
Dude, I have to get one of these.
Yes. This is... this right here, that... With this here, you don't need... you don't need so many CPS2 boards.
Yeah.
Now, this right here is one of my favorite games of all time. This game right here, to me, it's like my number one arcade game. If I had to choose a game, it would be Shinobi.
I'm actually going to sit there while you talk about it because I want to play.
Okay. Yeah, you play. I'll talk. So what I love about this game is basically everybody's... There's a game. What's the name? I think it's called... it's not Spy Hunter. It's a game. What's it called?
I can see how it you have so many games that it gets all jumbled in your head because there's so many.
Yeah, but there's a game. a game that I don't own. That's I think it's done by Atari. It's the same format. But what I love about this is back in the 80s, you know, there was a ninja craze, and everything had to have a ninja this, ninja that, you know. That's way back when they used to have kung fu movies, you know, on television all the time.
Yeah, Kung Fu Master.
Yeah.
You know.
When people used to walk around with kung fu shoes and hats and stuff. It was a beautiful thing.
I remember that. I totally remember that.
But this game here, to me, this is a Sega System 16. And basically, at the time when this game came out, it was top notch. You know, the graphics were amazing. And on the System 16 as well, you have Golden Axe, E-SWAT.
Which you have, right?
Yes, Alien Syndrome.
Alien Syndrome, yeah. That's the one that's a little hard to digest for me.
Yes. No, but that's a great game.
Oh, it got me.
You know?
Oh, I died. I gotta play again. I'm continuing.
Go for it.
I wanna try to beat him.
Take your time.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't use my power either. I forgot. I try to get a couple hits first, and then when I'm in trouble, I just keep forgetting to press it. Nice, I didn't have to use it. There's one guy, I can't remember his name, on YouTube who beat it in 1 quarter.
Oh, jeez.
And for some reason, he would skip this part.
Really?
He would just like let himself die. You know, I guess he didn't need it, I don't know. Oh, he got me. Quick. This game is hard.
The game is fun, I love
But
it.
it is good. Rolling Thunder,
Yes!
I love because of this game.
That's it, Rolling Thunder, that was the game. That was the game that
that soul.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so we're back in my arcade. So I really wish I had candy cabs down here. I mean, I do have a Vulix clone, which you've seen in the past. We're going to work on that in the future. We're going to change out the buttons from HAP to Sanwa Japanese buttons, where you have to make them a little bigger. I'm going to go through wiring, encoders, all that stuff for beginners, for advanced users, for whatever. Should be a lot of fun. Now that the weather's getting better outside, I can kind of do some woodwork. So we'll probably do that in the backyard. I also built Vigolix cabs. These are Vulix inspired cabs that were made by Vigo over on the forums. So his design kind of adapted it, and I did a how-to from scratch if you want to click on the top as well in the link. And last but not least, I'm going to be doing some more last credit videos. So Japanese games, if you want to see them, message me. Tell me what game you want to do, why you think it's great in the comments, and I will cover it in a future final credit episode. Where final credits are really more like gameplay episodes, where I just go through a game and try to do my best on 1 quarter. I might do some final credit extended where I'll be able to continue and stuff. So we'll see. We'll play with that idea a little bit. But definitely leave stuff in the comments and I will see if I can cover it. I'm texting Nando all the time, like, what game's really good? And he'll be like, oh, you got to try this one. I have the PCB. So it really is fun. And again, you know, check out the video where we did the live stuff. So I guess that's about it. Click like, do the usual stuff, you know, pass it on to friends, retweet it, do whatever you got to do. The channel is growing, which is great. We're getting more subscribers, more viewership, you know, more time viewed and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm going to be doing stuff in the future, which is really fun and great. I have a ton of footage already shot. I just got to edit it. I'm trying to release them on Fridays if I can. So I've been trying to be more consistent now. So usually around 10 a.m. Eastern time, but sometimes a little later depending if, you know, stuff is delayed or whatever, because I do have a life like everyone else. But I really love this stuff. I have a passion for it. So thank you again for watching the channel, and thanks again to Nando, because, you know, he let me and us all into his place to kind of see what he has in the dungeon, which is his basement arcade. So I'll leave you guys with that. So until next time, take care.